my 2017 Lexus GS350 F Sport. Taking a trip on it. I'm going to try to explain how the car drives and how I feel in the car. So this particular one has 42,000 miles. Driving on a road trip, Texas to Atlanta. Houston, Texas to Atlanta, Georgia. It's about an 820 mile drive. So far, I want to say that I'm very impressed with the way the car is driving and handling. So this is the F Sport model, so it does have lower profile tires, and the rear tire sizes are a little bit bigger than the ones in the front. So the car does handle very well, very sporty handling. The suspension is a sport suspension. So the ride, Lexus tunes it very well. It's a little bit firm, but it's not overly jittery. Compared to the regular models of the GS, the F Sport is going to be a little bit firm ride, but it is very composed. And then in return, you get very decent steering feedback and handling. So, driving in Texas, the roads are kind of not very up to par, I guess. The car does handle them quite well. It handles the the bumps and potholes with ease. I don't have any complaints. Now, the ride and the quietness is very good too. This is very well isolated from the road. There's very minimal road noise. See, this road surface is kind of coarse. It's some kind of asphalt road. So they're a little bit more. Asphalt. So you tend to get a little bit more noise on the asphalt, but just minimal amounts are seeping in, which is perfectly acceptable for any car. Wind noise is very low, practically non-existent, so it's a nice and quiet place to be. The sound system is good, the power is good. It's a little bit of a heavy car, and this has Toyota's ubiquitous 3.5 V6 2GR FSE. So this has the multi-port fuel injection as well as the direct injection, the D4 technology. 311 horsepower on this bad boy, 280 pound-feet of torque. You got the power when you need it. So I'm trying to conserve fuel with this ridiculous gas prices. So I got it in eco mode. I'm just trying to cruise it until I reach my destination. So, the fuel economy right now, 23.3 miles to the gallon. Driven about 100 miles. So you can see 99.2 miles. So in the Texas, you get this, the boosted construction zone. So it's been there for about a long time, and they haven't figured out a way to finish it quickly. Every time I come through here, it's always this construction, narrow roads, very bumpy roads. But that's the way it is, passing through the Beaumont, Texas. So these are the things I like about it, comfortable cruising. So this car actually, belongs to my sister. It's in the family. So, as far as reliability is concerned, problems are non-existent. Very strong, very well built in Japan. Bought the car with 25,000 miles. Now it's got roughly 42,000 miles. This was about more than a year ago. Very reliable car. Brakes are beginning to squeak on the back, so that might indicate brake pads, but there's no major wear and tear. Just regular wear and tear items though. Yeah. sounding powertrain. Transmission is a 8-speed automatic because this is the rear-wheel drive. It's not the all-wheel drive. If it is the all-wheel drive, then you get the 6-speed transmission. They say the 6-speed is a lot stronger. That's why they have it that way. You know, you can handle the all-wheel drive, torque vectoring, and all that stuff. This particular one is the Toyota's newer 8-speed, Ace and 8-speed transmission, which is equally as reliable. So at about, you know, just we're trying to follow the normal maintenance on the car. You know, at about 30,000 miles, had the rear differential service changed, or the fluid change by myself. Quite easy to do. Gonna post up a video on that, on how to do that. Oil changes have been done too. The transmission oil change, I'll wait till about 60,000 miles. That's when Toyota recommends to do that. Quite simple, you know. A little bit of a procedure, but you're not gonna pay $500 at a dealership. That's what they're gonna charge. I mean, they were gonna charge that for the 2020 Camry that I have. It has a similar variant of the 8-speed Ace transmission. The transmission has to be at a certain temperature and, you know, all that BS. So, you know, the dealer is a dealership. So I don't ever try to give my cars to the dealer unless I got the free oil changes or anything like that. I don't trust the dealership working on the cars. Very well into taking care of, you know, automotive stuff by my own. Yeah. As far as the visibility, you know, see very well throughout the windows. This one does have the blind spot monitor. You get all the Toyota safety sense on it. And the screen is very decent. You know, more than 12 inches display right there. You can see very well through this screen. So the F Sport has its different type of giz. The gizes. You know, this is the LFA inspired gizes. That's only available on the F Sport. If I get the regular one, it's gonna have a regular tach and a regular, you know, analog speedometer. So this one is like a digital. In the middle, it's like a digital. So you do have, you know, so the middle part right there is digital speedometer. You got your gear display, the mode, and the trip, and then you got a little screen on the side that'll measure your, you know, get your trip computer. Music selection, many different things it got going on there. So Lexus has a traditional clock right there, which is beautiful. I hear they're going to take that away for the newer models. And the GS is a very, very excellent ride, and kind of sad that they took it away. Sales were kind of slow according to them, and I don't blame them at the same time. I mean, I am sad, but I don't blame them because if you look at the ES, that's a kind of like a heavy seller compared to this. The ES has more room. It has similar power, like 301 horsepower V6. This one has 311 horsepower, but this is a rear-wheel drive platform, so I mean, I know it's a different beast on its own, but the interior space and everything, it's, you know, not quite roomy as what you would expect in a ES or anything like that. And then the people are more into the SUVs and nowadays, crossovers and SUVs. So the RX variants of the Lexuses are having better sales, and the Lexus had no reason to keep this around, but it's a very good ride. You know, it's built very well, built in Japan. You know, they got that rear-wheel drive feeling to them. Couple of downsides that if I have to pick something out, I'd say the F Sport is a little bit too sportier, too sporty, compared to the regular one. Like I said, the ride is a little bit firm. So if you get the regular GS, it's a lot smoother ride. You don't feel as much, but this is a sport suspension, and that's kind of nitpicking on that, but it's still very well controlled though. So I'm trying to find the bad things. That's why this car is so good that it's hard to find bad negative point spot the car. So here I got a nitpick on these stuff. Well, the other thing that I just realized after driving a long distance is the seat. After some miles and time, the seat will get a little bit firm for the bum area, a little bit more, a tiny bit uncomfortable, but the regular one had a softer seat. So this is a little bit more sportier, like I said. It comes all down to the F, being this an F Sport. Obviously, things that I can wish for is obviously more power. The F Sport is a grand departure from the regular models because of the handling improvements and the sport suspension, the staggered wheels in the back, different sizes. So it does very well in the handling. Power is very good too, but it could be more. This is a 311 horsepower naturally aspirated. If this could do something like the Genesis, have a twin turbo V6, put out about almost 400 horses, that would be pretty good for this car. The weight, it's a very heavy car. That would be very nice for this to have, that particular engine. The 3.5 liter that's available in the new Thunders, they can have it detuned or higher tuned or different type of setup to be utilized in this. That's something that I can put on my wish list, but knowing Toyota, they're not going to do that because they're all downsizing to Turbo 4 engines and bullshit hybrid systems. That's the way the economy is going. So this is one of the last ones of the good Lexuses, because this is built very well compared to the new ESs. I mean, the build quality is where it's at, but this is a little bit smaller, but it's okay. Excuse me. One of the other downside is tire maintenance. Tires, they don't last more than 30,000 miles because these are sporty, low-profile tires. In the back, it's 35 series. The fronts are 40 series. 30,000 miles, they're pretty worn out. Had to get new tires that cost a pretty penny, because it's hard to find people in stock with this particular sizes and everything. So this particular one is the LED interior. So you have a LED Napa LED, and it's the F Sport. It has everything but the heads-up display and the Mark Levinson sound system. So this is the regular Lexus premium sound system. It's a pretty good, decent sounding sound system. Very nice indeed. I got no complaints on that, but just imagine how better sounding the Mark Levinson sound system would be. But the goose mileage is decent. 23. I mean, it's expected for this heavy weight and the V6 engine, so that's okay. That's something you gotta expect. No problems at all. The nice soft feeling materials and leather everywhere. Wow, beautiful feeling. Like right here, I'm driving the car, my knee sits on this here, right here, very soft. This armrest right here is very plus. This is also very plus. So very nice soft touch materials everywhere. Very nice place to spend 12 hours on a road. Can't complain. So I like the styling of the car. Getting used to the Lexus spindle grille, as I said on my exterior shots. So that's pretty good. We are passing the Beaumont, Texas.